Each of you are here today because you've identified there is something about you that you want to change. This is your chance to do that. We will hold a mirror up to you and show you exactly who you are, good, bad, or otherwise. This course has been designed to push your limits well beyond anything you have experienced before tonight. You'll be assessed on resilience, teamwork, and leadership. This isn't just a challenge. This isn't just a military simulation.
We are not just here to fuck on you for the sake of it.
This is about your personal transformation.
Let's go! Move!
This event will simulate Special Forces selection courses and real-world operations from throughout the Australian Army. It will be a test of mental fortitude, and you will be forced to face parts of you that up until now you have been ignoring. Make no mistake, we will see you and we will hold the mirror up.
That is a hard line boundary. Do you understand me?
You all came here for a reason. It's time to find out what that is.
Down. Up. One. Down. Up. Two. Down. Up. Three. Stand.
You are responsible for getting all of these men to do as you command, and yet you are leaving him the fuck behind. Sort it out. Start again.
Up. Nine. Down. Up. 10.
Up. Alright, men, you still have gear down at the monkey bars, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright. 35, how long do you reckon it'll take for all of you to get down there and get your gear and be back here in this position complete?
4 minutes, sir.
4 minutes? Fuck off. Try again. 32.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. I reckon 60 seconds. It's the number we're going to work with tonight.
Yes, sir.
Is everyone ready to move?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wait.
Keep going, keep going.
Push down, push down.
We get the participants to write an essay 2 or 3 weeks beforehand, send it into us so that we have some background information on them. The reason we get them to do that is to actually see if they're making themselves prepared. A lot of the time people will either hand it in on the last day at 10 p.m. at night of the due date, or they'll hand it in a few days later, or we've had people just completely forget about it, or not forget about it, but just make the choice to not do it and then make excuses. We also want to know who they are, not so we necessarily know what buttons to push, for them to have an opportunity to show us who they want us to see versus who we will see of them when they actually show up and how they go through things. Because if they say, I'm really resilient and I'm a high performer and I'm a really strong, confident leader, and then we see them doing half reps on the push-ups and they're really out of integrity and they get snappy at their team when the pressure's on, it's like, well, hang on, this is your caricature of who you say you are, and this is actually who you are. Here's the mirror, what's going on? Those standards that we enforce are things that can be taken back into the real world. Physical tolerance, mental pressure, constantly reinforcing, hey, we gave you a very specific list of things to bring. It's not up to you to decide whether they're relevant or not, because we see the bigger picture and you may not.
Hold them up, out here. Let me tell you otherwise, shoulder height. What have you got in that one?
This one?
Yep.
It's an empty.
Like a Gatorade or like
Yeah, like a Gatorade.
It says here 5 litres of water. Do you need that for medical reasons?
No, not for medical reasons.
Take it outside, tip it out, fill it back up with water. The rest of you hold a push-up position. Go! The reason you have a camelback is for quick access, so you can have it on your backpack, and then when you're on the move, you can just pop that in your mouth and have a sip. The reason we have water bottles is so that when you need to fill your water, you use the water bottles to fill up your camelback so you're not traipsing your fucking camelback and your backpack everywhere. Okay? The reason we say water is that so you can stay hydrated. We didn't ask you to put Gatorade, we gave you electrolyte salts.
We put that physical pressure on them as well, just to, again, expose those behavioural patterns. We put the mental pressure on them to hold them to account. to hold the standard high, because at the end of the day, we want to make these people fucking stronger. We want to make them better. They've come to us saying, something's not working. I want to change, I need to change, and I'm prepared to eat a bit of shit for a few hours to really see myself and actually get some consistent change after the fact as well. The time pressure is another thing. We give them 60 seconds to pack all their gear. We do this repeatedly throughout the night to show them that it is possible. Initially it's, oh, we're gonna slowly unpack all of the things and we're gonna slowly put the stuff in, and then it's like, okay, I'm just gonna dump all my stuff, but then I'm gonna put things back in the right order. And then afterwards it's like, you have 60 seconds or we're gonna keep doing this all night. And it's like, I just wanna fucking get this stuff in there so that I'm ready to go. Have I got access to water? Yes. Can I drop my shit and get it in a second if I need to? Yes, good. Fucking jam it in there, right? So it shows them, it gives them perspective, and it shows them what's really important versus what they initially think is important.
31, lead your team.
Down.
Down.
Up. One.
I said 31, lead your team.
Down. Up.
2.
Down.
Complete them. You don't want the men doing more.
Go on, 31.
It's okay. Down, men, down.
Down.
31 is going to lead us on his command.
Right.
Go.
On your feet up.
Up.
You right?
Yeah. It's just everything went to my head, so.
You did.
How you do one thing is how you do everything, and we're firm believers of that. So to have somebody come in and then initially give us a bit of a bullshit answer and then us go, nah, try again. It's no mistake we do that in the ice bath, because I think pretty quickly they get the point of like, I'm not getting out of this until I start speaking some truth. And then they just drop in straight away.
31.
Sit.
On me.
Standing there.
To train in high pressure environments so that I can keep a calm mind when put under pressure. Staff.
The only pressure we've applied to you so far is packing your kit. What's underneath?
To prove that I can accomplish what I send my mind out to do. To have integrity in what I say.
These are all pretty standard kind of answers, but I think there's more into that. Who do you feel you would prove this to? Everybody wants to prove to themselves. Who is it that told you you weren't good enough as you are?
Using years ago, it was my parents. They said I wasn't strong enough. They said I wasn't old enough. And they would vouch for my older brothers instead of me, so I've had to fend for myself the entire time. And so this is my way of stepping up, saying I can prove that I can fend for myself.
Dunk your head under, jump back.
We're not there to flog people. You know, we're there to put them in the compression chamber, and everybody requires a different level of pressure to see what they're about. One of the participants, Kyron, when I did his initial interview, there was other stuff going on for him that I could just sense, and he was really reticent to really dive into it initially. It was very evident that he was on the cusp of a breakthrough, of willing to go into that place. And then when we got there and seeing his responses, not only during the initial CAS carry, but also in the kit check. You know, this guy was going through an emotional process just from doing push-ups. He was virtually crying. And I said to the DS, I said, his reaction, his breakthrough is literally here. And it was evident in his facial expression, it was evident in his voice, just kind of quivering. He was ready to pop. And I said to the team, I said, he's not gonna need much. What he needs is not one of these ones. What he needs is a gentle push.
Single file, speedy walk over there. Does anyone have any questions for your staff points? No staff. Falling behind the team leader. Nice and neat. Ready! Oh! 25 seconds. 30. Man, you guys are gonna hate this. On your feet. Up. Join on the spot on your imaginary line. Let's go. Good. 80% out to me. Out. Behind knees out to me. Behind knees in parallel. Right. Out. Straight lines facing that direction. Straight lines, nice and simple, crossing the legs over. You eat shit, I will not help you. Straight through, direct you in. 100% out to me, go high knee. Eat, out. Nice and carefully, running backwards towards me. Good, nice, good. 80% is fine. All over. Eat, out. Good, jog back on the spot, let's go! Speed, steady there, standing on the spot, keep leading.
Lower both knees. You alone or everyone?
No! Aim! No! Keep up. One, no! Aim!
Eight.
Up! Aim!
Nine.
Up!
16.
Up! Wait. Almost there, guys. If you want to give up now, that's fine. Up! Raise!
So what we found then was one of the participants thought it was some sort of fracture or broken or dislocated rib. He was experiencing a lot of pain, lower back, every time that he breathed in and out. So I gave him a few minutes to kind of compose himself, taught him how to just do some deep breathing, and then conferred with Eilish, and she identified that it was probably a panic attack. I identified that he was really disappointed in himself. He didn't think he'd be so weak as to have a panic attack. He really wanted to be here, really wanted to get the most out of it.
We saw the build-up of that being like, I guess, emotions coming to the surface, wanting to cry, wanting to break down, and then the breathing, and then more breathing, and then it kind of crescendoing as a physical ailment. You can get chest pain from anxiety as well, and for a lot of people, this is a very, very new level of stress that they've never been to physically and mentally before in their life. That's what we saw with the participant tonight. He's rejoined the rest of the group, which is great. He's got some strategies if that comes up again. So that kind of falls into some of the principles that Darren teaches as well, in terms of like accepting circumstances and detaching from an outcome, and accepting that you're in the suck, and even with physical injuries, like if there's something playing up during an event, accepting what your circumstances are, but being able to detach from that and still persevere and still perform at a high level.
Then control your breath, fully exhale. While you're here.
I want to be able to control my emotions.
How do you feel it's been going for you tonight so far?
Pretty piss poor.
What do you feel the need to control your emotions?
Because I get in stressful situations and I act rationally, and I want to act without impulse.
Do you feel you've been acting irrationally and impulsively tonight?
In a way, I think I've been listening to my body.
Your journey is not going to be in the controlling of your emotions, but actually letting go. I think you're in conflict with what your body's telling you it wants to happen, which, as you identified beforehand, you have physical reactions sometimes and you cry, right? I think in all this effort to fight that off, it's actually what's causing you an issue. There is something underneath the surface that is screaming to escape.
And that's what I'm here for. To see what that is.
You know what that is. I don't. We don't. But you know what that is. There is something in you that you are trying to suppress, trying to force down, and it is leaking out the sides. And the physical pressure that we're exerting on you here tonight is what's starting to compress and push back against that. Dump your head under water, dump it up.
What he needs is to be held accountable to say, what you're giving us right now is not authentic, it's a bit of bullshit, so let's get real because this is for you. And consequently, he had that breakthrough and is a completely changed man, you know, nearly a month on now from the event.
3. That's better. 2.
Remember DSing, no walking between stands. They have to be running or taken for a swim. Back in the kiddie pool.
5. 6.
Anyone walking, doing more anal, I see anyone walk to an exercise, you're going in the lake. I mean, even the slightest walk, you're going in the lake.
29.
Okay? From here.
50.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
It's just straight up fucking gross sometimes. Yeah, the events that we run in the middle of the year, it's cold and it's wet straight off the bat. And the events that we run both at the start and the end of the year, it's just fucking hot straight away. Yeah, so there's a lot of risk mitigation in that as well, and it's dangerous work, but again, it's real.
Make sure we are running between exercises! None of this bullshit!
Let's go!
Hit that barrier, hit that wall, don't go around it, don't stop, turn the other way. Go through.
Master, get up! Let's go! Move! What's that? This is the easy option. Let's go, move it!
Yeah, with Slade, we noticed that he came across as a little standoffish.
Disrespect one of my career. No ifs and or buts. Know what's the process you're going through, know where's this come from. Just fucking out of here. That is a hard line boundary. Do you understand this?
Yes, I understand.
Struggling.
35. 21. 5.
Why are you here?
I feel like I've got it all worked out. I really want to understand and put it into practice. Because I don't actually think I've got it worked out.
A lot of the time it's their ego. It's like, don't tell me what to do. And we've had this experience with multiple people over several events where they have a problem with people in a position of authority. And it's never about us because we're very careful not to be disrespectful. And again, not once through any of my Special Forces selections did I ever feel disrespected by the staff. I was held to account. And that's what we do. The fact of the matter is, this happened, and we want to know why.
I want you to think about, and I'm sure you regularly do, the journey you've been on the last few years, which you've expressed in your essay. And whilst it's very evident you've done a very hard 180 around where you were, I'm curious and I want you to think about whether you've truly emotionally processed that. Or whether you've just done a hard 180 and you're just in the doing and the overcoming as opposed to the genuinely making peace with. I want you to think on that because I think that might be where some of that suppression has come from.
He's gone from a very, very dark past through his teenage years and late teens and now early 20s. You know, he's only 21, 22 years old, running his own business, moving over to Bali to expand the business. Like, the guy's an absolute fucking workhorse. And he's adopted a bit of a lone wolf mentality because, you know, of some wounding that he's had and really wanting to sort of impress and be seen as worthy. It all comes down to self-esteem and worthiness. Really just wants to get in and get the work done. And if it's not being done immediately, then his pattern is just fucking, I'm just going to do this myself.
Where did that disrespect towards the DS come from earlier tonight?
It was a fuck you at me.
What?
Didn't feel good enough. Felt physically weak. And yeah, just popped. I didn't even realise that was there.
Someone stepping into accountability and integrity and ownership and going, I just made a choice. I'm not going to make any excuses. That sits pretty highly with us.
Are you willing to continue having a mirror held up to you for the rest of the night?
I am. Yes.
Dunk your head under, jump out.
What he identified was, it doesn't feel good enough. So feeling the need to go, oh yeah, this isn't an excuse, but also this happened. It's like, well, what would it be like if you just accepted who you were at this point in time? No excuses, just, yeah, I didn't do the work. Or, yeah, this is me struggling right now. Not because of this, and this, just this is where I am and this is how I'm going, and it's not great for whatever reason.
Your decisions have an impact, men. This is what we're trying to teach you. It starts with the fucking little things. Sure, there's space where it's like I'm going to push myself in PT and I'm going to have these big breakthroughs and I'm here for a reason and like all this sort of stuff. But it starts with the fucking little what you think is insignificant piss. Okay? It is so fucking important. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you make a decision to pay off the little things, I'll bet dollars to donuts you do that on some of the other things as well. On your feet, up.
A friend of mine and I who know Mike and have worked with him kind of refer to him as a bit of a puppy dog energy. He's like, oh wow, cool. He's like just super excited to be here and learn and do all this sort of stuff. Yep.
Right, watch your footing. Spike to the ground, keep going, keep going, keep going. Spike to the ground, left, keep going, keep
I
going.
understand for you this is probably a bit of a rest.
Thank you, Staff.
My first question to him in the ice bath was, why are you here? And his response was something to the effect of, well, ever since I met you, I saw you as a leader and you showed me this and you, and he said that in his essay as well. And I said, stop, this is all about me.
I want to learn from you in those aspects.
What about me? You're not here to help somebody get on the fucking boat. Well, I want to know is why you want to be here without me.
My family's always looked down on me as I was nothing. I want to prove that to myself even more than that. Every ultra marathon, every black belt fighting, everything I've ever done has been recruited. It's a result. I want to prove for myself regardless of them.
He's had a few issues with sort of strong male role models. Mike's essay was very open and raw and honest about not wanting to live in his father's shadow and searching for positive male role models. I've known Mike for probably about 6 months and his journey has been separating from his father. He was kind of lumped into, you're the heir to the family business, and he really wrestled with, I actually don't want to do that.
My dad's favourite line was, where's the other 10%? My entire life. Always out of reach. Never reached the target. Never actually got the goal. The glass of hand is smashed.
So coming to terms with that and then creating that separation was massive for him, and I was really fortunate to witness that pushing through with him. His journey since has been trying to find positive male role models, and my counsel to him all the way up to the end in the interrogation was, you need to create who you want to become.
Because I don't need them. I can do something stupid. I don't need to prove to anyone I could do anything. I don't know to myself that I can do harder shit without looking for them for validation. And take that and hopefully be a better living example for a family I might have.
I think that was a really big breakthrough for him. It was equal parts, holy shit, that's really scary. If I've got no frame of reference, what am I gonna do? But equal parts liberating, genuinely understanding that he is his own powerful man and he has not only the choice but the ability to be able to create who he wants to become. I've seen an incredible shift in him since then. He recognizes he doesn't have it all figured out, but he's really comfortable in going, I'm working it out. So being able to give him and show him through the course of the event, hey, you are your own man and you can create whoever it is you want to be, was, I think, incredibly powerful for him and incredibly liberating for him. And now what I've seen of him after the fact is this quiet, solid confidence of just, I'm working this out and that's okay.
We see that some of you are pissed off. We get it.
1, 2,
Okay?
3.
Good. Be pissed off. This is showing you who you are.
Oh!
Let's go! Get him up the hill!
Fast as you can! Control those tires!
Motherfucker! Get up!